Manjeet. Now, as we've been reporting here on Newsday, the Indian government has launched an ambitious $3 billion programme to clean up the Ganges, which is India's greatest and, of course, most sacred river. This is a huge challenge, not least because the river is a sewer, carrying away waste from 450 million people. The Ganges flows across northern India and into Bangladesh, and swimming in it, there is a possible sign of hope. The rare Ganges dolphin survives despite all the pollution. Our South Asia correspondent, Justin Rolat, reports.
Varanasi is the holiest city in all India. But just take a look at this. It is also a huge source of pollution. The ancient practices of riverside cremation are one tiny part of it. A far bigger problem is the waste of the living.
We can only treat a third of the sewage. The city generates more than 300 million litres of waste and 100 million litres are treated. The rest goes straight into the Ganges.
The figures elsewhere on the river are even worse. Independent studies show 80% of sewage is untreated. The government says it plans to build massive new waste treatment infrastructure. Environmentalists say it can't come soon enough for at least one key species. We've come down to the Ganges, and the hope was that we might be able to spot the incredibly rare Gangetic dolphin. And incredibly, within minutes of arriving here, I saw the dorsal fin of one of them break the water. Now, the real challenge, I think, is going to be filming them. We've hired a little boat. This is it. It's got the boat going back. Whoa! And this is Sanjay, the cameraman. Sanjay, how difficult do you think it's going to be to film the dolphins? We've seen a couple, haven't we?
Yes, it's quite tough because they pop out suddenly.
So this is Mr. Asghar Nawab, and you are an expert on Gangetic dolphins. You work for World Wildlife Fund, and one of the programs is to protect this rare animal. How rare is the Gangetic dolphin now?
The Ganga River dolphin is an endangered species, and it's pretty rare to spot these animals.
But today, there seem to be dolphins all around us.
6, 7 simultaneously over there. Look.
They have to surface every 2 minutes or so to breathe. The challenge is guessing where they're going to be. But after a bit, Sanjay gets his eye in, and then just look at this. This has been extraordinary. I never expected to see anything like as many dolphins as we've seen. And it's such incredibly good news, because what it tells us is that this river is capable of supporting these wonderful animals. And it also shows us what's at stake, why it's so important that the Indian government's efforts to clean up this river succeed. Justin Rolat, BBC News, Allahabad.